You know, of all the videos that I have been analyzing lately, we have all sorts of stuff going on in America right now. But one thing that has been actually forgotten because the mainstream media has made sure to bury it is the assassination attempt on President Donald Trump. And in many ways, you try to search for it. You ask ChatGPT or you ask Alexa for what happened, and you see this intention of burying it. And Melania Trump, it is in the process as well of promoting her latest book. And she had some words about the way this was being trying to be swept under the rug. She made this very short clip. I think there was less than 30 seconds. Yes, it's less than 30 seconds. And she was just asking the question, why is this being swept under the rug? What are the intentions that have all these people and trying to hide the facts? There was an actual assassination attempt on a presidential candidate and a former president of the United States, and people are trying to pretend that it did not happen. And one thing that you might have noticed in the debate was the moment Donald Trump mentioned that in his debate against Kamala Harris. This Muir guy, he just shut him out and he just moved into another question. He made sure that the topic was not brought. It just shut out. So this is something that I'm going to play, and involves this guy Don Lemon. He was mocking it. Don Lemon has already deleted this video from his TikTok, from his social media accounts. And well, you know that he has been shown to be quite miserable about many things. So this was not unexpected. He's mocking Melania Trump's question about the assassination attempt on her husband. Let's watch the clip.
The attempt to end my husband's life was a horrible, distressing experience.
Why is he making all those faces? Like, yes, it was an assassination attempt. Why are you making it seem like, oh, you are like, this is strange. Why is she saying that it was this distressing experience? What is so distressing about an assassination attempt? You know that this is the problem with social media. People think that posting a reaction video, not a reaction video in which you don't say anything, in which you just react to people, to the clips that are trending, that makes you edgy or that you're doing something. No, you're not doing anything, and you're trying to exaggerate your facial expressions to make it seem like you are doing something. And no, you are absolutely missing the mark. But again, we're talking about a shield that used to be on CNN. He was kicked out. He's trying to do his, independent stick. And no, it is not sticking. You remember that he asked Elon Musk for all these privileges because he was Don Lemon. No, you're nobody. Welcome to the Nobodies Club. It's like that Marilyn Manson song, Fear the Nobodies, the Nobodies. One of my favorite Marilyn Manson songs, by the way, in that we are the nobodies. I am a nobody. I have to earn my name right here like everyone else. And yes, we need to grind hard and be careful what we say and call people out. And you think that just showing up your face, people are going to watch you. Even you thought it was a good idea to react to Melania Trump talking about the assassination attempt in a quirky or edgy way. I'm going to try to fit this the best way possible so you can look at both, but we're going to be zooming in.
Now, the silence around it feels heavy. I can't help but wonder.
He raises his eyes. He does an eye roll, and his eye roll is completely out of sync of what is happening. Nothing was happening at that moment. At that right moment. Nothing had happened. He was rolling his eyes. I don't know. Maybe he just said, maybe, how these people operate. Maybe he told an assistant, hey, wouldn't it be great if I react to Melania Trump's video? Oh, but I don't want to watch it. That is too boring. I don't want to waste 30 seconds of my life. I'm just going to record myself like looking at the screen without looking at the video and rolling my eyes. And I said, this is absurd and whatever. And then you just paste it on Melania's video. I'm pretty sure that was what happened. Because this is completely like off sync. It doesn't have to do. She says that the words, the assassination attempt, he acts like it's no big deal. It's so bad. It's so bad. I would bet good money that that's what happened. Oh, I'm just going to record myself looking at that. Just paste it. He told the intern, just paste it under Melania's video and share it. These people, that's not how you do things around here, Lemon. No, we are actual professionals, not like you. You cannot be called even an amateur, because you know what amateurs have. Amateurs have heart. Amateurs do things by themselves. Amateurs grind. You cannot. You don't do any of that.
Why didn't law enforcement officials arrest the shooter before the speech?
Why didn't law enforcement officials? Those are legitimate questions, and he acts like she's talking nonsense. Why does he act like that? Why does he think that acting like that was quirky or edgy? This is the problem with these people. They are completely out of touch with everything. I don't care what you think about. Maybe you like or don't like Donald Trump or Melania Trump. Maybe that's your thing. But I can tell you when someone is trying to, earn a following, or this is great. I'm glad that at least it was a reaction video and it was not a dancing video. Let's stitch with Melania and do a dancing video. That would have been the end of his career, if he has a career at all. That's something that we need to be very. We need to be clear about that part. Okay, I muted this. How to unmute?
There is definitely more to this story, and we need to uncover the truth.
And yes, there is more than this story. And he has this face like, oh, this is just bollocks, this is just nonsense. I'm sure that he is deeply regretting that by this point, because that's the thing about TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, is that you think that just showing your TDS, people are going to flock and support you and applaud you and everything else. But the reality is that many people who were going to vote for Joe Biden and were Democrats, and maybe they are not going to vote for Kamala Harris, whatever, they are actually concerned about what happened with that assassination attempt. How could it happen, and why is it being swept under the rug? That is concerning. That is concerning as an American. Why? Because we're talking about the Secret Service. We're talking about the mainstream media. We're talking about all the systems, how everything works. If you cannot be sure about what is happening in the shadows, and even an assassination attempt is trying to be silenced, and how many other things are trying to be silenced? How can you trust a party that threw Joe Biden under the bus? And I recently made that video he put in the Trump cap, the Trump hat. How can you trust Democrats? How can you trust Kamala Harris or ABC? How can you trust the Democrat Party? Don Lemon, how can you trust these people? You just cannot. Because they keep lying and keep hiding stuff and keep trying to, oh yes, let's make this election about fighting Donald Trump. And what are your policies? What is your substance? What do you stand for? How are you going to fix, Kamala Harris, what you did not fix in your 3.5 years in office with Biden? Nobody knows. And every time I ask that question online, every time I ask that question on X, I get attacked. Oh, but Donald Trump. Oh, you are a Trumper. Or no, I'm just asking a genuine question. If she wants to fix things, who made that mess in the first place? Oh, it was Donald Trump before us. That is not an answer. This is what we got. This is the current state of the media. This is the current state of these shields that want to pretend they are being edgy or something, or they're so clever making all these stupid facial expressions about something that is a genuine concern. Oh, but it was Melania Trump. So many people hate Melania Trump. This is going to be easy for my audience. This is what Don Lemon thinks about his audience. He thinks they are that stupid. I'm just going to put a video in there. Make the intern stitch that to Melania's and publish it. He thinks his audience is stupid. And maybe his audience, they don't agree with my political stance. But not for that reason. They're going to be stupid. But he paid a hefty price for that. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Remember to download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love and bliss.